Namaste everyone. Today we are here to understand about the fundamental concept of chemistry of class 10 in Nepal. So let's wait for some students to join, then we will officially begin our class. And as I you video see English and Nepali language now, so it will be better for us to understand it. So let's wait for some time for some students to join over here. Okay, we already have one student. Hello, Vivek Mehta. Okay, so we already have four members over here. Let's wait for 2 or 3 minutes. Others might be joining. And actually, there is a member भएपछि हामी officially यो class begin गर्छौँ है त. And our topic is classification of elements. जुन चाहिँ class 10 को chemistry को पहिलो chapter हो. And धेरै नै important chapter पनि. The reason for that is if we reach in higher level, then classification of elements is very important. Like Mendeleev's periodic table, modern periodic table, IEEA, यस्ता कन्सेप्टहरु चाहिँ हुन आवश्यक नै हुन्छ. So we will understand about these two concepts, that is Mendeleev's and modern periodic table, truly today. So we are having more and more participants over here. So hello Vivek Mehta, Alone Gamer FF. I don't know the meaning of FF. Prasanga Sreshta, hello. Abhishek Time Work. Okay. So let's begin. Okay, सातजना भइसक्यौं, पढ्दै गरौँ, अरूहरूले जोइन गर्छन्. And if anybody of you misses the beginning part, then you can watch the video. यो चाहिँ पछि पनि मेरो YouTube च्यानलमा पाउन सकिन्छ है त. First of all, we need to understand what chemistry is. Is my voice clear? Can you all hear my voice? If yes, then please tell me, okay? If my voice is clear, then please write okay so that I can see. Okay, thank you, Prasanga. So let's understand the class. Sorry, let's start the class officially. Okay. So first of all, we need to understand what chemistry actually is. So chemistry is the study of the matter. It is the branch of science in which we study the matter and we see the physical and chemical properties of it. Physical properties as the density, melting point, boiling point, and other properties. They are the physical properties. Okay, like if we can touch it by seeing it, we can know something. Now, chemical properties is little bit different. If we make it in contact with other elements, then finally we can see its chemical property. Okay, chemical property भनेको reaction. कुनै पनि matter ले गर्ने reaction लाई नै हामी chemical properties भन्छौँ. And कुनै एउटा matter को physical or chemical property को study लाई हामीले chemistry भन्ने गर्छौँ. Chemistry is a vast thing. There are a lot of chapters in chemistry, a lot of concepts in chemistry that is very important to understand if you read science. So now let's see the classification of element. Chemistry को जब सुरुवात भयो त्यतिखेर different elements form हुन थाल्यो. Okay, form भन्नाले identify हुन थाल्यो. These are already elements छन्. So we started to discover a lot of elements. And हुँदै a lot of elements were found. Now the problem was the elements को study चाहिँ कसरी गर्ने. It was very difficult to study the elements. एउटा elements को study गर्नु was obviously difficult thing. Just imagine. Suppose म एउटा यसलाई real life example मा बुझाउने कोसिस गर्छु. Suppose I want to eat chow chow. हाम्रो नेपालमा chow chow धेरै नै फेमस छ, right? रम्पम, वाइ करेन्ट सबैको फेभरेट पिरो हुन्छ हैन, मलाई पनि साह्रै मन पर्छ. 2 PM. Okay, so these are some chow chow or noodles. So suppose मलाई चाहिँ आज chow chow खान मन लाग्यो अनि मलाई चाहिँ आफैले बनाएर खान मन लाग्यो. Suppose मलाई आउँदैन बट मलाई आउँछ है, म राम्रो chow chow बनाउन सक्छु. Okay, so I went to my mom and I asked my mom how to cook chow chow. Chow chow कसरी बनाउनु? She will definitely tell me the recipe. If I don't know, she will tell me the recipe step by step, right? पहिला यो गर, पहिला यसरी हाल्नु, पहिला पानी तताउ, त्यसपछि chow chow हाल्नु, त्यसपछि अरु मसलाहरु के हाल्नु, and finally your chow chow will be ready. And next day, if I go to my mom and again ask the same question, but this time if I ask how to make why chow chow, then she will be angry. But mom would भन्न सक्नुहुन्छ. Suppose फेरि हामीलाई भन्दिनु हुन्छ रे यसरी बनाउने भनेर. Now third day पनि यदि मैले गएर अर्को कुनै chow chow को बारेमा सोधे भने will she tell me? No, not at all. She will not tell me. She will definitely tell me, this is the whole. Just to भनेको त त्यस्तै गरेर बनाएन. She सबै कुरामा त्यही मेथड लागु हुन्छ भनेर. Yeah, that's the thing. If you understand this, you can understand why classification of elements was necessary. There were 63 elements when the first periodic table was actually made. 63 elements were discovered. 63 elements भनेको धेरै हैन र एउटा एलिमेन्ट्स को बारेमा स्टडी गर्नु कति गाह्रो हुन्छ. If we try to study for 63 elements, then obviously it will be very difficult for us to understand individually. So they had to find out a way. कुनै एउटा एलिमेन्ट को स्टडी गर्ने and some elements को स्टडी आफै होस्. एउटा एलिमेन्ट को स्टडीले अरु एलिमेन्टहरुको इन्फर्मेसन आफै दियोस्. Was there a way? Yes, there was a way. त्यही भएर एलिमेन्ट्सहरुलाई क्लासिफाई गर्यो. In chemistry, we say classification of elements. In biology, there is classification of plants and classification of animals, right? So chemistry, classification of elements. The reason is classification of elements made the study of chemistry easy, right? It made the study of chemicals easier or elements easier. We can easily identify the period or group number of the elements by seeing the periodic table and what kind of property it might have. Isko property aru kun element jasto huna sakcha. So that's why classification of elements is very necessary. So scientists thought how to classify the elements. And there are different concepts why different scientists are different concepts are there. And finally, Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev. He made a periodic table that is named as Mendeleev's periodic table. First of all, let me erase this. Okay, okay, so he made a periodic table. He made a periodic table and he named that periodic table to be Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev's periodic table. So Mendeleevले यो periodic table बनाएको हुनाले यसको नाम पनि Mendeleev's periodic table नै राख्यो. Okay, let me see. के रहेछ सबैजना क्लास 10 नै हो. Oh, class 10 नै हो. ठीक छ. Okay, one more time. Welcome everyone. हामी classification of elements को बारेमा पढ्दैछौँ. Hope this video will be very useful for you. तपाईहरुलाई नआएको क्वेशन तपाईहरुले chat box मा लेख्न सक्नुहुनेछ. And actually topic सकिसकेपछि I will see the chat box and जुन क्वेशनहरु हुन्छ त्यो क्वेशनको आन्सर म दिनेछु है त. So Mendeleev's periodic table. See, Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev, a Russian scientist. He was a Russian scientist and they worked on it. He saw different elements. So time 63 elements find out what 63 elements. And study of these 63 elements were definitely a challenging job. So he had to find out a concept. He took hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen are very reactive elements, right? In here, they say hydrogen and oxygen almost all सबै elements react गरेर केही compound बनाउन सक्छ. Example, if we take this is sodium, right? This is sodium. What he did was he saw the study of different elements with hydrogen and oxygen. When sodium and hydrogen are reacted, they form NaH. That is sodium hydride. And this oxygen and sodium formed NATO. That is oxide. Similarly, different elements they formed some compounds over here like this, and they compound to study. Finally, Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev made a periodic table. Esta compound सँगै राख्नु पर्यो. Just we say similar type of product बनाउँथे. Similar type of oxides and hydroxides बनाउँथे. त्यस्ता elementsहरुलाई चाहिँ सँगै राख्यो in a same group. So in that way, the study became even more easier. And we found out that जुन तरिकाले यो सबै अरेन्ज भइरहेछ त्यो चाहिँ increasing order of their atomic masses मा follow भइरहेछ. That trend is increasing order of their atomic mass. Atomic mass भनेको कुनै एउटा एटमले नै one atom and measure its mass. measure its mass, that is one atomic mass. Okay, or यसलाई हामी 1 AMU पनि भन्छौँ, 1 AMU. The reason for that is एटम को मास धेरै नै कम हुन्छ, त्यसलाई हामीले केजी युनिटमा केजी और मिलीग्राम युनिटमा ट्रान्सफर गर्नै सक्दैनौँ के. That's why we need to use a different type of unit system that will help us to put the unit over there. So we use AMU, that is atomic mass unit. त्यतिखेर चाहिँ एटोमिक नम्बर को कन्सेप्ट ले आकै थिएन. Like most of you might think modern periodic table is in modern periodic table elements are arranged on the basis of their atomic number. Then two concepts चाहिँ हाम्रो मेन्डेलिभले किन सोच्नु भएन त? That is a very valid question. त्यतिखेर किन सोचिएला त? Actually त्यतिखेर कसैलाई थाहा नै थिएन an atom is made up of electron, proton, neutron. एटम मा चाहिँ इलेक्ट्रोन, प्रोटोन, न्यूट्रोन हुन्छ भनेर त्यतिखेर कसैलाई थाहा नै थिएन, बिकज रदरफोर्डले जुन हाम्रो एटोमिक मोडल दिनु भएको थियो, रदरफोर्ड त्यतिखेर जन्मिनु नै भएको थिएन. That's why they could not know about the concept of atomic number. So Mendeleev had to consider atomic mass for arranging the elements in the periodic table. He had to consider atomic mass. उहाँले चाहिँ atomic mass लाई नै आफ्नो स्टडी को बेसिस मान्नु थियो. And atomic mass को आधारमा he started to arrange the elements and he started to see this trend reactions as well, कस्तो टाइपको हाइड्राइड र कस्तो टाइपको अक्साइड बनाउँछन्. And finally he made a periodic table जसको लागि चाहिँ 1906 मा he was awarded with Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize is the biggest prize ever. And म सानो हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ टिचरहरूले के भन्नुहुन्थ्यो भने Nobel Prize जसले जित्छ उसको साथ पुस्ताले सुती खान सक्छ. I don't know the actual fact, but maybe हुन सक्छ. धेरै पैसा पाइन्छ. त्यसको लागि के एक्स्ट्राअर्डिनरी गर्नुपर्छ, राइट? अनफर्चुनेटली हाम्रो नेपालबाट साइन्समा नोबेल प्राइज आएको छैन. त्यो चाहिँ आउनु पर्छ, अब हामीले ल्याउनु पर्छ, राइट? So let's see now. Let's talk about the Mendeleev's periodic table truly. Mendeleev periodic table को एउटा सानो नमुना म यहाँ बनाउँछु है त. So what he did, मसँग यहाँ चाहिँ Mendeleev's periodic table को print out छ है. You can see over here. I could not show online, so मैले चाहिँ print out निकालेर देखाइरहेको छु. कस्तो डिफरेन्ट टाइपले बनाइएको छ है. म एउटा सानो फिगर टाइपको बनाउँछु. What he did, he considered 8 vertical columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 vertical columns and 7 horizontal columns. You like say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like this. यहाँ पनि अरु पनि छन्, right? He made a periodic table like this. Okay, so he made a periodic table like this that looked like it because त्यतिखेर 63 वटा एलिमेन्ट्सहरु मात्रै भेटिएका थिए. सो उहाँले ठूलो periodic table बनाउनुको कुनै रिजन नै थिएन, राइट? एउटा सानो periodic table ले त्यो काम गर्न सक्थ्यो. What he did, the vertical columnहरुलाई he named it as groups. So this is group 1, this is group 2, and group 8. So he considered 8 different groups, that is 8 horizontal columns, and horizontal rows are like considered periods 1, periods 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is how he made the periodic table, and he started to put the elements here, different elements are यहाँ हाल्न थाल्नुभयो. So let's see how he put the elements. जस्तै यहाँनिर फर्स्टमा हाइड्रोजन हाल्यो and लास्टमा हिलियम त्यतिखेर भेटिएकै थिएन. So he left that gap. That is the brilliance of Mendeleev. Mendeleev was a very brilliant person. Okay, Mendeleevले धेरै स्पिड सोचे. Actually के मैले यहाँनिर के कुरा हाल्नु पर्छ होला त? No, he knew that some elements might be there जुन चाहिँ अरूसँग रियाक्ट नै गर्न चाहदैन, and they could not react with hydrogen and oxygen as well. So he had to leave some gaps over there. त्यो ग्यापले चाहिँ अरु साइन्टिस्टहरुलाई फ्युचरमा डिफरेन्ट एलिमेन्ट्सहरु पत्ता लगाउन मद्दत पनि गर्यो. So he left this gap. Similarly, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. and again neon ko ठाउँमा he left a gap. See how brilliant that person was. He left a gap over here. Okay, he left a gap over here. Now after that also, like sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon पनि भेटिएको थिएन. So he left a gap over here. म सबै बनाउँदिन, जहाँ जहाँ चाहिँ इम्पोर्टेन्ट हुन्छ कुनै कुरा एक्सेप्सनल केसेसहरुमा चाहिँ त्यो कुरा हाल्दिन्छु ल अब. जस्तै पोटासियम and copper, rubidium and silver and cerium and aurium, and there is one more over here. Sorry, let's consider this to be one. Okay, so 7er means okay, and problems हरु भएको ठाउँहरु चाहिँ यिनीहरु हैन. जस्तै यहाँबाट छ प्रब्लम छ है त. जस्तै आइरन, कोबाल्ट, निकल. They were kept in the same place. RuRHPD. This is name OSIR and PT. Like this. He arranged the elements like this, and there is Ti, Te, that is tellurium and iodine. Okay, यतिकै मात्र कुरा गरौँ ल. अहिले सबै बनायौं भने धेरै टाइम खान्छ यसले. Okay, so look at here. He arranged some elements like this. Now, this was a huge idea. This was a brilliant idea, and this opened the study of Mendeleev's field. Like this was the revolutionary idea in chemistry. The reason for that is in chemistry we had to study about the elements separately. Now, this idea made it easier to understand about the chemistry in a bunch. एउटा element को बारेमा पढ्ने, धेरै element को बारेमा थाहा होस्. कति राम्रो idea हैन? There were different merits of this periodic table as well. Merits हरु चाहिँ के हो भने this is the first periodic table. यो भन्दा ठूलो merits त हुनै सक्दैन. Merits भनेको फाइदा, right? यो भन्दा ठूलो फाइदा त हुनै सक्दैन. First periodic table. कुनै पनि कुरा first हुनु is a big thing. Like हामीले अहिले fire generate गर्न सक्छौं easily. हामीलाई कुनै ठूलो कुरा लाग्दैन. माचिस लिने and friction ले गर्दाखेरि that will definitely burn. Matches lighter can easily burn, but the problem was first time जुन मान्छेले matches बनाए or lighter बनाए उनीहरुले कति धेरै रिसर्च गर्नु परेको थियो होला, कति धेरै टाइम लागेको थियो होला. So obviously they did the hard work. That's why we are in the easy one, right? हामीलाई लाग्छ कति easy but हैन, साच्चै गाह्रो. So first person was Mendeleev to make the periodic table. That's why we have to give the respect and credit to him, and we have to give the respect he deserved to that. So that is the first merit, and for that he got the Nobel Prize as well, and that was his reward for this. Similarly, he was a brilliant person. Okay, he left some gaps. Sorry, different hour. My gaps are gaps को reason थियो. He knew that there might be some elements just to property चाहिँ यो दुईटा यहाँ पढ्ने एलिमेन्ट्सहरुसँग मिल्न सक्छ. नाउ मिल्न सक्नुको मतलब जस्तै he saw the atomic weight of different element, and atomic weight मा vast different, धेरै different देखेपछि he thought that कुनै न कुनै एलिमेन्ट त होला नि जसको atomic weight चाहिँ यो दुईटाको बीचमा पर्छ. So he left the gap over there so that future मा अरु कुनै एलिमेन्ट पाइयो भने त्यो एलिमेन्टलाई त्यहाँ लगेर हालिदिने. That was a brilliant idea, believe me. Similarly, he thought of this group 8. Group 8 ला हामी zero element पनि भन्छौं. Group 0. These are the inert gases. Inert gases. That means they do not try to react with anything. पुरा अल्छी ग्यासहरु के कोहीसँग रियाक्टै गर्न नचाहने, कोहीसँग बोल्नै नचाहने, कस्तो लेजी टाइपको मान्छेहरु हुन्छन् नि. I'm not lazy, okay? So this is he named it as alkali. First group type alkali, second group type alkaline, earth metals, and yaha halogen. So essentially he named the groups as well. So these are some of the very good merits of Mendeleev's periodic table. That is the good part of Mendeleev's periodic table. Hey everyone, focus here. Okay, Karan, welcome. Susan Thapa, hello. Okay, so hello everyone. We are reading classification of elements. जहाँ चाहिँ हामी Mendeleev's periodic table को बारेमा कुरा गर्दै छौं. एकछिन पछि केही बेर पछि we will understand about the modern periodic table as well. So we saw the merits of this Mendeleev's periodic table. Merits भन्नुको मतलब फाइदा. फर्स्ट periodic table थियो, very good. Gaps किन छोड्यो भने he thought that some more elements could be found out. So तिनीलाई कहाँ राख्ने त काहीँ न काहीँ त सिलाउनु पर्यो. So त्यसको लागि he left some gap, and that was a brilliant move. That was a brilliant idea. So that is also very good merit. And he placed a thing like he made group 8A. Although there was no element over there, but he made it so that त्यसले गर्दा स्टडी गरेर नयाँ एलिमेन्टहरु फाइन्ड आउट गर्न मद्दत होस्. Now, okay, Anushka Sharma officials. Okay, so look at here now. This Mendeleev periodic table had a lot of merit, obviously, but it had some demerits as well. Demerits भनेको limitations. Now, धेरै काम गर्यो Mendeleev periodic table ले, धेरै हेल्प गर्यो केमिस्टहरुलाई. तर केही कुरा यस्तो थियो जहाँ चाहिँ Mendeleev periodic table राम्रोसँग युजफुल हुन सकेन, or it could not do the work required. So what were those things? Look at here. So first demerit was position of hydrogen. राम्रोसँग है यो सब एक्जाममा सोध्छ. What are the demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table भनेर सोध्छ. What is the periodic law? मैले periodic law भनेको छु नि एकछिनपछि म भनिदिन्छु. What are the merits of Mendeleev's periodic table? These are very important question for examination. For class 8, 9 and 10. For all the classes these questions are very important. So everyone focus here. सबैजना त हेर्ने आज ट्यालेन्ट हुनै पर्छ यो टपिकमा. Okay, so there is hydrogen. Hydrogen is kept in group 1. Vertical column group 1. Why? The question is why. यसको धेरैवटा प्रोपर्टी त ग्रुप 1 भन्दा पनि ग्रुप 7 सँग मिल्दो रहेछ के. हेलोजन सँग मिल्दो रहेछ. फ्लोरिन, क्लोरिन, ब्रोमिन, आयोडिन सँग मिल्दो रहेछ. दिनेशलाई यहाँ राख्नुको रिजन nobody knows. He kept it over here. जस्तै केही रिजनहरु हेर्नु हो भने this is a gas, hydrogen is a gas. Here fluorine is also a gas. एउटा कुरा मिल्यो. Hydrogen is a gas, but lithium, sodium, copper, rubidium, they are all metals. So यहाँ त यसलाई यो ग्रुपमा त राख्ने कुरै आउँदैन. These are metal, this is non-metal. Metal property नै छैन हाइड्रोजनमा. So यसलाई यहाँ राख्नुको रिजन नै थिएन, right? Let's see another one. Like hydrogen has one electron. मैं यहाँ लेखिन्छु ल. Hydrogen has only one electron in its outermost shell. Total one electron and one proton. One proton. So hydrogen ले एउटा इलेक्ट्रोन लुज गर्यो भने it will only have proton now, and proton is not stable. कुनै पनि कुरा फर्म हुनुको रिजन चाहिँ स्टेबल रहेछ भने that thing is possible, that thing will form भन्ने बुझिन्छ. Now look at here, हाइड्रोजनमा एउटा इलेक्ट्रोन हुन्छ. त्यो इलेक्ट्रोन नै कसैलाई डोनेट गरो, just like sodium, potassium, lithium, then के गर्दै गर्दैन. That is not possible. But hydrogen ले यदि एउटा इलेक्ट्रोन गेन गर्यो, like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, then it will form octet state and it will be stable again. So for hydrogen that was convenience. So it is like group 7 मा चाहिँ किन राखिएको. That is the first demerit. राम्रोसँग याद गर्ने. The first demerit is the position of hydrogen was not fixed, was not proper. You can see was not appropriate, was not proper. Okay. Similarly, another demerit was, look at here. Potassium, copper, rubidium, silver, cesium, gold. Now, यहाँ निरी चाहिँ important कुरा आउँछ के. Potassium, rubidium, cesium, they are very reactive elements. You know, like sodium को बारेमा एउटा कुरा भनिन्छ के. Sodium is a very reactive element. यसलाई जहाँ राखो त्यही आगो बल्छ. जहाँ पनि राखिन्छ त्यही आगो बल्छ. पानीमा राख्यो भने पानीमा आगो बल्दिन्छ. त्यतिकै कतै बाहिर राख्ने त्यहाँ पनि आगो बल्दिन्छ. मोइस्चर पाएर आगो बल्दिन्छ. सबै ठाउँमा आगो बल्छ भने राख्ने चाहिँ कहाँ? Do you know कहाँ राखिन्छ? Okay, this question is for you. सोडियमलाई कहाँ राखिन्छ? त जहाँ पनि आगो बल्छ भने how do we store that? This is a very stable element. Okay, like ल्याबमा हरेक केमिस्ट्री ल्याबमा सोडियम राखिएको हुन्छ. Do you know the answer? कहाँ चाहिँ राखिएको हुन्छ सोडियमलाई? कहाँ चाहिँ राख्ने so that will burn us? Okay, write in chat box. Let me see. So inside a dabba. Okay, 6-pack bala Abhishek. 6-pack नै छ त. Okay, डब्बामा चाहिँ हैन के. डब्बामा राखो भने त डब्बा नै बिग्रिहाल्छ नि. कहाँ राखिन्छ त? This is a small question to you. where is sodium kept, so that it will not burn, it will not burn out. Okay, Susan Thapa, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, भन्ने पनि थाहा हुन्छ. Hydrogen included in the reactivity series of the mineral. Okay, so tell me, come on, sodium like kaha rakhincha? It is very stable. This is very simple question as well. Okay, let me tell you the answer. Okay, opportunity सोध्दा चाहिँ म भन्दिनँ, opportunity तिमीले भन्नुपर्छ. Sodium is kept in kerosene, मट्टी तेलमा राखिन्छ. And surprisingly, मट्टी तेलमा आगो लाग्दैन. मट्टी तेलमा सोडियम हाल्ने त्यहाँ चाहिँ बल्दैन. Okay, so त्यहाँ water moisture हुँदैन. That is the reason. Okay, so potassium, copper. यिनीहरुलाई सँगै एउटै पोजिसनमा राख्नुको reason nobody knows. Potassium is very reactive element, but copper is very stable. तामा कति stable हुन्छ हैन, हाम्रो घरमा तारमा युज हुन्छ. चारैतिर तारमा तामा युज हुन्छ. Rubidium very reactive. Silver कति stable हुन्छ, मान्छेले गहना बनाएर लगाएका हुन्छन्, ornaments बनाउँछन्. Cesium is the most reactive element found till now. Cesium जस्तो reactive element कुनै छँदै छैन. And यसलाई राखिएको छ gold सँग. Gold कति धेरै reactive, gold कति धेरै stable हुन्छ, you all know that. Gold को हामी ornaments बनाउँछौं. Rich people make utensils of gold as well. हैन, धेरै धनी मान्छेले utensil भाँडाकुँडा बनाउँछन्, right? So उनीहरुलाई सँगै राख्नु was a demerit. So you can write in examination the position of copper, silver and gold was not fixed, was not appropriate over here. They were kept with alkali metals, but they did not have the similar properties. That you can write over here. Okay. So in hard glass are no hard glass are हैन, kerosene मा मट्टी तेलमा राखिन्छ. Okay, so another demerit. Demerit धेरै छ के, धेरैवटा लिमिटेसनहरु छन्. Demerit मा अर्को एउटै पोजिसनमा तीनवटा एलिमेन्ट किन राख्नु, that was another demerit, right? And one thing, he arranged all the elements on the basis of their atomic weight, right? Atomic mass बढ्दै हालेका छन्. Then why he did not do that? In case of copper and nickel, म यहाँ लेखिदिन्छु ल. Copper को atomic mass is 58.9 and इसको चाहिँ 58.7. यहाँ हेर त 0.2 ले गर्दाखेरि their atomic mass is different. Then why didn't he keep this nickel in front and copper in back? Cobalt in back. This is cobalt. Nickel ला अगाडि राखेर cobalt लाई चाहिँ किन पछाडी राखिएन त? That was also a demerit. He could not say the answer for that. उहाँले आफ्नै rule आफै break गर्नुभयो to make the periodic table look little accurate. आफ्नो rule आफै break गर्नुभयो. That is another demerit. Similarly, isotopes. Isotopes, you must have heard this word. Isotopes. You know the meaning of isotopes? Isotopes are the elements having the same atomic number but different atomic weight. जस्तै हाइड्रोजन को तीनटा आइसोटोप हुन्छ, हाइड्रोजन, ड्यूटेरियम एन्ड ट्रिटियम. हाइड्रोजन हामी प्रोटियम पनि भन्छौं, प्रोटियम, ड्यूटेरियम, ट्रिटियम. कार्बन को हुन्छ धेरैवटा हाइड्रोजन, राइट? So isotopes are हुन्छन्. Isotopes are the elements having the same atomic number and different atomic weight. Atomic number is due to the proton, number of proton, and atomic weight is due to the number of neutron as well. It's proton and neutron. That's why their atomic weight varies. And that's why we call them isotopes. यहाँ त आइसोटोप को बारेमा केही कुरै गरिएको थिएन के, पछि आइसोटोपहरु थाहा भएपछि कुनै कुरै गरिएन. That was another demerit. See, यति धेरै demeritहरु छन्, यति धेरै limitationहरु छन्, बेफाइदाहरु छन्. So, was it convenient to use this periodic table? What do you think? Obviously no. This periodic table was very good when it was released, but after that, when some demerits were found, this periodic table was not suitable to use for scientists to do further work. So we needed a new periodic table. We needed a new concept. We needed a fresh concept. And similarly, more and more elements were found later on, and we needed a specific periodic table for that. त्यतिखेर concept आउँछ modern periodic table. Have you understood everything about Mendeleev's periodic table? Very important thing. Mendeleev's periodic table को statement चाहिँ के हुन्छ भने uh, the physical and chemical properties, physical and chemical properties of all the elements, are periodic function, are periodic function of atomic mass, So हर एक एलिमेंट को property चाहिए, either that is physical property or chemical property, that depends entirely on atomic mass. That is the statement of Mendeleev's periodic table. So I have you understood everything about Mendeleev's periodic table. Exam मा different कुराहरु सोध्छन्. मैले भनेकै कुराहरुलाई simply English मा translate गरेर you can write the answer and you will get the full marks for that. Okay. So now let's understand about the modern periodic table. But for that म यो सबै कुरा इरेज गरिदिन्छु ल. कसैलाई अब स्क्रिन टच सर्ट लिनु छ भने लिँदा हुन्छ. धेरै कुरा त लेखेको छैन. लेट मी रिड दिस. मैले पढाएको बुझिदै छ? Are you all understanding what I am teaching? If yes, then please write yes. थाउस न मलाई म कस्तो पढाउँदै छु. Okay, Susan Thapa already yes. Yes sir, no. Okay, PW Ankit YT. Thank you. Essentially, we need to understand everything before moving to another topic or another lesson. This is very important thing, okay? Modern periodic table and Mendeleev's periodic table, these are very important things for exam and to understand as well. In future, if you are trying to read, if you are thinking of reading science, then you need to know these things. Because science is incomplete without periodic table. Chemistry actually, in chemistry, if you don't know periodic table, if you don't have the concept of periodic table, then it will definitely be very hard for you to understand chemistry. Even in physics, there is modern physics in class 12, जहाँ चाहिँ periodic table को बारेमा थोरै elements को बारेमा थोरै knowledge हुनु जरुरी छ. Okay, so Mendeleev's periodic table यति नै थियो. Sorry. Okay, now let's move to another topic, that is modern periodic table. Modern periodic table. नाम बाटै थाहा हुन्छ हैन? Recently बनाइएको periodic table. Recently बनाइएको periodic table or modern periodic table, advanced periodic or long form periodic table. Now, यो चाहिँ बनाउने मान्छेको नाम थियो हेनरी मोसले. Henry Moseley saw that there were a lot of demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Then obviously using Mendeleev's periodic table for further research work was not a good idea. So he made another periodic table, that is the modern periodic table or the long form of the periodic table. During that time, there were total of 118 elements. 118 वटा एलिमेन्ट्सहरु फाइन्ड आउट भइसकेका थिए एन्ड अहिले पनि लगभग यस्तै 118 एलिमेन्ट्सहरु नै छन्. Among them 92 elements are natural elements. Natural elements, that means nature मा आफै पाइन्छ, फ्री स्टेट मा पाइन्छ or combined state मा पाइन्छ. And other elements were discovered in laboratory. Happier nuclei हरुलाई ब्रेक गरेर सानो nuclei बनाएर finally different other elements were found out. अहिले नि यति छन् हैन त? Yes, अहिले पनि यति नै हामी पढ्छौं. अहिले पनि यति नै छन्. डिफरेंट स्टडीजहरु भइराछ and modern periodic tableहरु पनि अपडेटेडहरु भइराछन्. हेनरी मोसलेले बनाएको periodic table पनि अपडेट डिफरेंट फर्ममा नयाँ भर्जनमा अपडेट भइसकेको छ त. You know, a fact, Bill Gates सबैलाई थाहा होला हैन? Right now he is, I think, world's 5th richest person, and Bill Gates को office-मा, main office-मा, he has made a huge periodic table with all the real elements in it. जस्तै जहाँनेरि गोल्ड छ त्यहाँनेरि एक्चुअलमा गोल्ड होस्, जहाँ प्लाटिनम छ त्यहाँनेरि एक्चुअलमा प्लाटिनम होस्, हरेक एलिमेन्टहरुको स्याम्पल त्यहाँ राखिएको छ के. Isn't that an interesting thing? Obviously, chemistry lover को लागि त that is like a heaven, right? That is a very good thing to see. Okay, so let's talk about the modern periodic table. Now, modern periodic table was made to correct the demerits of Mendeleev. Mendeleev को periodic table मा जुन problems हरु थियो त्यो problems हरुलाई हटाउनको लागि बनाइएको periodic table को हो त हैन modern periodic table. That's why he had to think of different concept. Mendeleev thought of atomic mass or atomic weight to be the fundamental thing, but he could not do that. If he also did the same thing, same कुरा आउँथ्यो, and त्यतिखेर चाहिँ रदरफोर्ड भन्ने साइन्टिस्टले आफ्नो एटोमिक थ्योरी एटोमिक मोडल दिइसक्नु भएको थियो. And we knew that atom is made up of hydrogen, atom is made up of electron, proton and neutron. And he came to know that कुनै पनि एलिमेन्टमा number of protons is actually equal to number of electrons. This was the fact he came to know about. And he knew that कुनै पनि chemical reaction चाहिँ number of electron ले गर्दाखेरि हुन्छ. Electron flow हुने, electron दिने, transfer गर्ने, that is the main cause for the chemical reaction to happen. So हरेक element को chemical property the atomic number मा को depend हुनु पर्ने हैन. Number of electrons, actually number of proton and number of electron equal हुन्छ in a element. So obviously number of electron ले गर्दा को सबैको property measure गर्नु पर्ने हो त. And he made a new periodic table by considering the atomic number to be the fundamental thing. He considered atomic number, that is number of protons or electrons, to be the fundamental thing. So atomic number is the fundamental of the study of modern periodic table made by the Henry Moseley. He has to spend a lot of years in making that modern periodic table. Okay, so atomic number like he considered the fundamental thing, and atomic number को basis मा नै उहाँले modern periodic table बनाउनु भयो. So let me show you the modern periodic table, how it looks like. This is a huge periodic table. Look at here. Isn't this huge? कति ठुलो छ हैन? हेर त. There are 18 vertical column and 7 horizontal rows. 18 vertical column and 7 horizontal rows. You can search this in Google as well. Google मा त जनको colorful photos हरु हुन्छ, and colorful photos obviously हेर्न पनि मजा आउँछ हैन. यस्तो black and white देखि मजा पनि आउँदैन. Okay, so atomic number like basis बनाएर he made a periodic table of his own. Now there are 118 elements. हामीले 118 elements सबै याद गर्नुपर्ने जरुरी छैन. यो लेभलमा first 20 elements is more than enough till calcium. So you all might know the name of all the elements, I hope. That is hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. यति चाहिँ याद हुनुपर्छ है. याद गर्ने छैन भने दुईचोटी तीनचोटी लेख्ने, you will remember it. And this is actually very important thing. Okay. Now he made a periodic table. Seeing those things, म सबै त बनाउन सक्दिन. एउटा कस्तो टाइपको देखिन्छ त्यो चाहिँ अलिकति हेरौँ ल. It actually looked like this, right? यहाँ चाहिँ दुईटा यसरी बनाइने, and here also like this and like this. You don't need to make the periodic table, okay? You don't need to know all the things about the periodic table. So त्यो चाहिँ अलिकति ध्यान दिनु. So यहाँ यस्तो हुन्छ like this, okay? Different होला है. You can see in book as well. You can see this picture as well. I have this. Okay, this is another picture. This picture as well. Look at here. यस्तै टाइपको हुन्छ. Where he started from hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, like this, neon. So he started to keep the elements over here. This time sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium. यति सम्मको लागि मात्रै हेरौं हामी. We won't see for other elements because we need to talk only about the first 20 elements over here. So these are the first 20 elements till the calcium. Now यो element लाई स्टडी गर्ने हो भने सबैबाट थाहा हुन्छ. यहाँ 10 हो. Okay, there are 10 different vertical tools. Now he considered the vertical columns as the group as well. Group 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18. You see modern way, like new way, modern way of writing the group number in periodic table. Now there was old concept as well. Old concept this was written as 1A, 2A, and यहाँ बट आउने 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, and finally 8A, like this. He wrote like this. Now in our group 3B, 4B, like this. He came ended on 2B. You can see this group name as well. Now यहाँ चाहिँ different other element scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, okay, copper, zinc. These were different elements. Now this is the modern periodic table, and तल पनि उहाँले दुईटा यसरी columns-हरु बनाउनु भयो, sorry, rows-हरु बनाउनु भयो. And he gave different elements over here. The reason for that is यो elements-हरुलाई यहाँ बिचमा राख्नु पर्ने थियो, तर त्यो ठाउँ नै थिएन. That's why उनीहरुलाई यहाँ राख्नु पर्यो. Now there were a lot of advantages. The demerits or the disadvantages of the Mendeleev's periodic table was completely corrected by this periodic table. Look at here. यहाँ different elements are different position दियो. Okay, sodium sorry, potassium हाम्रो copper राखिएको थियो. That was a very big demerit. So they were completely removed. यहाँ potassium copper यतातिर बाहिरतिर पर्छ. So that was a good thing, right? And जुन elements हरु यहाँ inert gases elements हरु यहाँ पाइएको थियो, यिनीहरुलाई पनि राखियो. And the concept of argon and calcium, potassium, यिनीहरुको atomic weight हेर्ने हो भने atomic weight of argon is more than that of potassium. So according to Mendeleev, argon चाहिँ potassium भन्दा अगाडि हुनु पर्थ्यो, तर हैन रहेछ नि त. According to atomic number, argon पछाडि हुनु पर्छ than potassium. And this is a good concept because argon को position हेर्ने हो भने exactly noble gases सँग मिल्न जान्छ. And he gave different name to different group as well. Group 1, this is group 1, this was called as alkali. This is group 2, group 2 is called as alkaline earth metals. Similarly here this is called boron family. This is called calcium family. This is called nitrogen family, oxygen family, F fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, or let's say halogen, and this is inert gases. So he gave different name to different group, and that was a brilliant move as well. Okay, so look at here. Here there is group 1 that is called alkali. There is a reason for calling it alkali. Okay, so look at here. Group 1 is called alkali. Alkali ko meaning चाहिँ के हो भने they have basic properties, and whenever these alkali actually generally form basic things like sodium hydroxide. That is a base. So basic कुराहरु बनाउने कुरालाई चाहिँ हामी alkali भन्छौं. Alkaline earth metal, they have similar properties to alkali, but they are very rare. They are found in earth. That's why they are called alkaline earth metal. Halogen को मतलब हुन्छ salt making. Greek मा halo को मतलब हुन्छ salt, gen को मतलब हुन्छ making, to produce. So salt बनाउने elements हरुलाई we called halogen. So this is modern periodic table, and he arranged the inert gases over here: helium, neon, argon, and then which krypton, xenon, radon. Okay, and तलको जुन दुईटा rows हरु छन्, यिनीहरुलाई चाहिँ he considered lanthanides and actinides. lanthanides and actinides. And उनीहरुको पोजिसन चाहिँ समवेयर बिट्विन दिस टु कुनै एउटा ग्रुपमा पर्थे सबै प्रोपर्टी मिल्थे बट यहाँ राख्ने ठाउँ नै नभएर he made a separate table for it. And that was a very good idea. Okay, and another thing we can see over here, like scandium देखि लिएर यहाँनिर जिंक पर्छ, यहाँनिर 10 वटा एलिमेन्ट्स हुन्छ, यिनीहरुलाई चाहिँ he named as transition element. The meaning of transition element is they have variable valency. एउटा मात्रै भ्यालेन्सी हुँदैन, दुईटा तीनटा चारटा पाँचवटा सम्म भ्यालेन्सी हुन सक्छ. That's why they are completely different than the rest of the elements. And यो जुन दुईटा ग्रुपहरु छन् यिनीहरुलाई चाहिँ S block भनिन्छ because last element will always end on S block. यहाँको 3A देखि लिएर 8A सम्मलाई B block element, यो सबैलाई यहाँदेखि यहाँसम्मकोलाई D block elements, and finally यो दुईटा एलिमेन्ट्स लाइक F block elements. F block elements हेर त कति मजाले मोडर्न पिरियोडिक टेबल बनाइएको छ, कति राम्रोसँग. This is a very good way to make a modern periodic table. Okay, this is a very good way to make a periodic table. So यसरी नै modern periodic table बनाइएको थियो. Now we can see over here there are different merits as well. Now see calcium and potassium and copper sodium was a very good move. Again copper, iron, cobalt, nickel एउटै ग्रुपमा हालिएको थियो ग्रुप 8 मा, but that was wrong. Here they are separated. Similarly isotopes हरुलाई हाइड्रोजनको isotopes लाई यही भित्र एक्सप्लेन गरिएको छ because it depends on atomic number. So हाइड्रोजन लेख्नु भनेको त्यसको आइसोटोपहरु पनि त्यही पर्नु हो. It was proved there. Okay, हाइड्रोजन यहाँ छ, यसको आइसोटोप पनि यही छ भनेर प्रुभ भयो. But still there are some demerits as well. हाइड्रोजनको पोजिसन अहिले पनि कन्फ्युजिङ नै छ नि त, कुनै एक्सप्लेन भएको छैन, अहिले पनि ग्रुप 1A मै राखिएको छ. That is a demerit of modern periodic table as well. So there are 18 total groups, but among them 9 main groups and 18 subgroups भनेर पढिन्छ. There are 7 periods. And periods हरुमा like 80 groups हरुमा हेर्नु हो भने हाइड्रोजन, लिथियम, सोडियम, पोटासियम, रुबिडियम, सिचियम जति पनि एलिमेन्ट्स हरु छन् they will have the same property. Their property will be same, completely same over here. Similarly helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon सबैको property पनि same नै हुन्छ. Okay, and periods हरुमा चाहिँ यिनीहरुको property change हुँदै गर्छ. Like hydrogen, helium, they are the same period 1, so property is completely different. Like sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, their property is different as well. Period change हुँदै गयो भने property पनि different हुँदै गर्छ because extra एउटै सेलमा number of electrons change हुन थाल्छ. So this is about the group and period of modern periodic table. So modern periodic table is obviously very important. Real life मा, normal life मा सारै important कुरा हो. And actually may यसले गर्दाखेरि एउटा रेभोल्युसन नै आएको छ केमिस्ट्रीको वर्ल्डमा. ओके, केमिस्ट्री बुझ्नलाई मोडर्न पिरियोडिक टेबल बुझ्नु अलिकति आवश्यक नै हुन्छ. So I hope you understood about the modern periodic table and Mendeleev's periodic table properly. Exam को लागि राम्रोसँग प्रिपेयर गर्ने because exam मा क्वेशन्स हरु सोध्छ. ओके, सो आजलाई यति नै छौं and next day, that is tomorrow, we will read about the different characteristics of the groups and periods as well. Okay, so आजको लाइभ स्ट्रिम मैले यही सकाए. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining the class.